Hi everyone. For those of you in the US, I hope you had a good holiday weekend for Memorial Day. Um, I wanted to get this video out sooner. I qualified on for this round on Expert on Monday, but I've had a really busy couple days and today's pretty gonna be pretty chaotic too, but I know I need to get this video out for you guys before the opening round at least. And I have a couple things I'm gonna change, but overall I'm happy with it. I shot a 15, and here we're gonna go over all the holes. So starting with hole one here, I do not know what I was thinking on this hole. Last time this tournament came around, I was using dead balls for this shot, and I remember thinking that this looked really weird, but I still went for it anyways with a Kingmaker. Oh, and by the way, from last tournament, I ended up getting the Apex 7 on my chest. So, I know basically none of you guys have Apex 7, but all the shots I'm doing in Expert, you can do with Apex 5 or Apex 6 as well. I don't think I'm ever using full topspin. But here I got really lucky and just rolled right through all the shit and got to the fairway. And for that shot, I should be using a dead ball. Next time I'm going to be using a dead ball and just trying to hit that rough and roll right up. Okay, now this chip in, I think it's about 75% distance because that arc goes a lot higher than normal, I think. And here I adjusted, I think 50%. So I adjusted like 4 rings. And I got a little screwed up with the ball guide here too, because I didn't want it to stop short. So I aim on the left side of the cup, just outside of it, and then adjust 4 rings. And I definitely underplayed this, because you'll see I hit great left, and I just make it into the right-hand side of the cup. So that shot actually should be played about like 75% instead of 50. So we got lucky there. Now going into hole 2, I actually hit this shot. I aced this one, and then in Master, I aced a shootout and then aced the actual hole. 3 times in a row, I hit this. And I'm using I call it the double rough bump, but it just slides through that second piece of rough. And I'm using 4 top spin and full left spin with the Kingmaker. Aiming right about here. And this is a min-distance shot. So normally you'd be adjusting 100%, but for some reason on this hole, it likes to play a lot extra. And so for this 8 mile per hour wind, I think I adjusted about 10 rings. So what is that, like 120%? Yeah, I'm playing at about 120%. Maybe even 130%. Because, see, we're aiming about parallel to where the bunker starts, a little bit in. And then we're going to curl left, about half a ball worth of curl. And I even hit great right. And it still just funnels right into the hole. You'll see. And that was the perfect speed, and it just took it right in. Now, I'm not sure if I hit perfect, if I would have missed that left or not. But there's a good room of little amount of error right there to where even if you hit great, I think you have a good shot of it going in. Now, hole 3, I am using a Berserker, and I'm not using full topspin here. I think I'm using about Apex 6 topspin. And I'm not overpowering it all the way. I have videos on this shot on, God, what tournament was that? I don't know. There's so many tournaments anymore. They all just kind of mix together. I think it was about 3 tournaments ago, though. It was a Tour 9 tournament. And I know this was hole 9. But I have videos of doing this with a Berserker and getting the Albatross quite frequently. I feel this hole is the best shot at an albatross in this tournament. And I kind of over curled this a little. That was full iPad curl. And that with the combination of the great right, I went too far right. But you see, I should have, if I would have curled a little less and hit that perfect, I would have rolled right into the fairway. So that's how we do the drive. And then if you do find yourself in the rough, this is a 25% adjustment shot. So for this 9.8, I'm only adjusting about 2.4 rings. And because I started getting that flashing ball guide, I'm playing it further up with a little more backspin. But then I don't manage to hit this one perfect, so we miss it. I think I missed left. But as you can see, the speed was right, and if I hit perfect, that probably would have been in or close. Alright, now going into hole 4. Let's get to hole 4. I am using the sniper, and I'm going to be doing the rough bump this time. I've seen quite a few videos of people doing the rough bump, and I just feel like it's a more consistent way to make this shot. And I'm going to be using I don't remember exactly the spin here. Let's see. I know it's about 2 left spin. Yeah, so I did about 3 and 2. And as we've talked about before, we do 1 cup for every 3 miles per hour of wind for rough bumps. So there I actually didn't move enough. I moved about 2 cups, and I got screwed up by this tree, and it really holds me up on my adjustment. And I actually didn't adjust enough. I adjusted a hair less. I should have curled this a little right to try and compensate for that, because I knew that I didn't. But I just went with it. And you can see I just barely missed left. But that's still how you do the shot, and I feel like that's a really good chance at the hole-in-one on this hole. Now, hole 5, I am going to change this up, actually. Instead of playing this how I am right now, I was trying to use a berserker and hit the fairway and then roll into the green area by curling it back in left. I am actually going to hit that little pad right here. And for those of you, I can use my APOC 7 because I have the full topspin, but you either need an APOC 7, APOC 6 doesn't have enough topspin. So you either need APOC 7 or Thor's Hammer 6 or 7. But if you don't have that, you can still do it, but you need a big topper. And with the big topper, you're going to need to use a royal ball or a dead ball. Or you could do it with a berserker, but just a forewarning, if you use a berserker, you're going to have more wind. But if you use a berserker, you won't have to overpower the shot. But with a royal ball, you will have to overpower slightly. And the big topper does have awful accuracy, so chances are if you hit a great ball, you're not going to hit that pad. But you just got to use full topspin and maybe a little bit of right curl, and you'll slide right through that rough and go right to the fairway. So that's how I'm going to be playing this hole from now on. And you'll see this shot, I wasted 15 seconds trying to figure out what ball I was going to use in the spin combo. And I adjusted straight up without thinking about that I was going to play extra. And then I managed to hit it good right too, so we're going to be way off here. Almost got stuck behind the tree. So that is not how we want to play this hole. Alright, now for this recovery shot. I am close enough to where normally I'd be doing a 1/8 of the wind. So I'd be adjusting like only 1.4 here. But since I am at a higher elevation, I'm actually going to be playing 1/4 of the wind here and play 2.75 ring adjustment. The same goes for this shot on master too. If you're coming in from the right and you're using the thorn, or any shot really, because this green sits further down, you have to adjust extra. And we managed to get a perfect there. And I almost overshot that, but we got to sneak into the hole there. So that 1/4 wind adjustment was maybe a little bit too much, but we still got to go in. Alright, now going on to hole 6. I feel, well, you can either go left, right, or middle. Now, if you aren't comfortable with trying to go for this albatross shot, I feel like the left way is the safest approach. But I'm going to be going up the middle because I feel like in both of the other directions you have more of a side wind that, either has a little bit of tail or a little bit of headwind depending which direction you go. But if you go right up the middle, you have pretty much a pure side wind. And it's a lot easier to account for and adjust. So I'm going to be going up the middle here. And I'm using full top spin and full left spin. And I'm going to have to curl about a ball's worth outside. And I'm doing a 1-to-1 adjustment here. So I adjust 6 rings with an Apex 7 accuracy goes up. So instead of it being 7.5 on the outside ring, it's 6.5. And you can see I did a little more than a full ball's curl there. And we just slide right into the fairway like we wanted. Now, just like I was talking about in hole 4 with rough bumps, same thing's going to apply here. We're going to aim 1 cup to the right for every 3 miles per hour of wind. And as you can see, we're at min distance here. So I am going to adjust 7/8 of the wind. So 87.5%. And I don't know why, but on this hole, if you aim right at the cup, you're going to come up short. So you want to aim about, I think I'm aiming short here even, like you want to aim about 3 squares past. It'll look weird and like you're going to go flying past, but I promise you won't. So I'm aiming about 2 cups. So we're going to be playing this like a 7 mile per hour wind. So I'm aiming 2 cups to the right. And then I'm going to adjust for 7. There's my 2 cups right. And I don't remember if I hit this perfect or not. Yeah, I did. And as you see, I just stopped short. So that's what I was talking about aiming 3 squares up. Because if I would have hit that aiming a little bit further up, I would have made it. So I just want to go back and look at that line again, actually. And see how much spin I used. So I used 1 backspin there. I might use a little less backspin and play it a little further back too. But the thing is, with the sniper, you want the ball guide ending 3 squares past the hole, basically. And as long as you get your wind adjustment right, that you'll get it to go in at least. At least I'll have a chance to go in. Because you don't want to do what I did right there and just miss short, because that's more brutal than just missing outright, I feel like. Alright, going into hole 7, I switched to the hammerhead here. And I am not going to be playing this like this anymore. I'm going to play the normal shot going left with backspin and right spin. But for some reason, I really wanted to make this sand bump work. And you'll see I didn't do it well. And I'm aiming past the hole and a little bit to the left to try and predict that the ball is going to get pushed the same way as my rough bumps do. But you'll see that that doesn't actually happen. I'm not even sure how much I adjusted there. I don't remember, and I wasn't looking. But I know I was off on this adjustment. Yeah, I feel like that shot just isn't worth it. And you have a lot better chance of holding it just playing left and using full backspin and right spin. Alright, now going into hole number 8. I am going to be playing to the left-hand side using a Kingmaker. And this hole definitely plays a lot extra wind. Normally, I say 133%, but I feel like this hole plays even more. So I'm using about 3.5 topspin because I don't want to go long into the rough. Let's try and see what I adjust here and where it hits. So that's 6.5 right there. Alright, so I adjusted about 13 for an 8.4 wind. So about 5 miles per hour extra. And you can see I hit right about where I was aiming, so that's about 155%. So I'd say the adjustment's like 150% or so. Do a little more if you want to be safe. Because if you do clip that rough, you're getting wet and going in the water. Now, I prefer doing this shot with the min-distance thorn over the wedge. So I'm at min-distance, so I'm only going to be adjusting for 50% of the wind. And how much backspin did I use there? I wasn't looking, I'm sorry. I'm going to use whatever side spin I need to straighten the ball guide out with the wind. And I'm using 3 backspin. And this is going to push forward about 1 cup. So I'm aiming about 1 cup back. Just to make sure that I do not bounce over the hole. And then I'm going to be adjusting for 4.1, 4.2. I adjusted a little bit extra there just to be safe. And then it goes right in on the 4th hop. Now, hole 9, I am going to be switching this up and not playing it the same way I just did. I am actually going to be using a Titan or something or other like that. And I'm going to be just bouncing over from the first fairway to the second. And then on my second shot, I'm going to just hit right up here in this fairway and then roll up through the rough right to that pad, that bounce pad right before the fairway. Because I feel like I tried going to the green on this hole with my second shot using a berserker. And I ended up just coming short in the rough. And I just feel like it's not really worth the risk. Because that wedge shot, I just played it this way in Master using a Royal Ball. And it really was not that bad at all. But if you're going to go the berserker route, you'll see I have just enough wind to clear this. So 9.4 is like the bare minimum you need to clear this shot. And I used some right spin, and I actually played this too far right. I was anticipating it to go more left. Well, that second great right didn't help. But that's about where I was trying to get. And now, for this shot, I was trying to hit first bounce fairway, second bounce bounce pad, third bounce onto the green. And I didn't use enough topspin here to actually do this shot. You need to use more to roll up that hill on the front of the green. And here you'll see I'm accounting for that wind pushing the ball up about 1 square every 3 miles per hour. And then also on the shot I'm adjusting extra. So there's about 9. So I adjusted like 12.6 on the 10.4. And I think I actually over adjusted that a hair. Because we're in plus yardage, so I know we do need to adjust extra. But see, I hit short and didn't quite roll up. And even if you do roll up on that fairway, if you don't get all the way up, you will come right back down into the rough. Now, I thought this was a pretty simple Nirvana shot, but I somehow managed to screw it up. I mean, the whole target's like the size of the cup pretty much. But I ended up hitting great right, which is the direction of great I did not want to hit. Yeah, see, I was aiming on the right side of the cup, and then I did that trying to hit great left or perfect, because I knew either of those would have went in. That's why I lined up that way, and then I hit great right, and I lip it out. But there's my round. I ended up shooting a 15 like you saw. And I'm hoping to clean up a couple of those mistakes coming into the opening round, but overall this was a good foundation going into it, and hopefully this video helps you guys. Like I said, I'm changing up. Hole 5, big topper will work for anyone who has it. Hole 9, I'm going to lay up and try and go to that bounce pad. And hole 7, I am going to play straight up also on the left-hand side. And I'll probably be using just a Kingmaker and see how that goes. But if you have Wind 5 balls with side spin too, like the Banderas or the eyeballs, I'd say that's a good hole to pull them out. Or even the Santa balls will work. And that's about it, guys. Good luck in the opening round. If you haven't played your qualifying round, hopefully this guide will help you guys out. And I'll catch you all later. I'm gonna try and make some videos for the opening round too, and cover the changes I want to make, and we'll see, document it and see how they go. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.